Yo, what's good, people? Welcome to another episode of BUCcin Around, powered by Exs and Os. As you know, the usual, it's your boy, Mecca, aka the Bronze Bomber. On my right hand side, the assistant manager, but really the head coach, or the manager, SJ, aka the analyst. What's good, SJ? What do you say?
I'm good, man. Busy weekend, but I prefer not to speak on this weekend's.
I've heard some of these scrimmage games have been like Bucks finals, like everything on the line.
It was it was everyone was going at it. Everyone was going at it. I know that's the way to put it. I'll leave it at that about that scrimmage. But yeah, no, I've seen a couple of other ones going on. I think there's a couple more going on this weekend. I think the guys who go on today had one yesterday, so I'll ask them about that, see what they think of that. And yeah.
Shout out everybody in the Bucks community that's had your scrimmages and some of the rookies that are new to the sport or just joined the sport. You made the best decision of your life, so congratulations for getting that going and experiencing your first kind of controlled scrimmage game. Hope you all kept safe. You know, player safety is at the paramount. And as we equally, I hope you hit somebody really hard into no man's land. But yeah, hope everyone's good. As you know, as usual, drop a comment in our super chat. We see you, all you people in the free seats. Like I said, you are more than entitled to put your comments across while our guests are in the building. As you know, we've got a special guest for you. We've got the Loughborough Aces, the team that doesn't need no scholars, the team that has all the money in the world. Like I said, we've got our two guests waiting in the lobby. Should we keep them in the lobby? These rich
bring them in. Let me bring my boys in. Bring my boys in. This has been a while.
Welcome, Josh. Welcome, Henry. What you say?
You good? Free us, man. Free us. We were in the lobby for a while, bro. Kept us in the HMP for a while.
I hear you, man. What do you say? Yeah. What's good?
Yeah, we're good, man. You good?
Yeah.
Is everyone okay?
Can't complain,
look at that.
Man.
You got the mic, and bro, where'd you get that mic?
He's been prepared.
Bro, Amazon, man.
How can you afford that as a student?
These Loughborough students with that moolah.
Is biting me in the ass right now.
Wow, but that's good. Appreciate you guys coming on the show. So for those that don't know you, introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are. We'll start with you, Henry.
I'm Henry. I play tight end receiver at Loughborough and also the GB men's team. I started playing football at the NFL Academy when I was 19, so I went in my gap year, played there a year, then was hoping to go to US, but obviously COVID happened, so that kind of stopped me. So I already had a spot at Loughborough, came to Loughborough, and I've been playing here ever since. Also played Tamworth Phoenix last 2 summers, but hopefully going to go play in Europe next year. So see what happens with that.
Okay, Josh.
I'm Josh. I'm a wide receiver for Loughborough, obviously. I started off as like a running back / receiver player back in 2017 now. Like I'm on my PhD year at the moment, and yeah, I'm just enjoying life at the moment. Played Caesars over there, over at Caesars in the summer, and yeah, just back to get the uni season going.
Dope. Like I said, we see a couple of you belling us in the super chat. Like I said, thank you all for tuning in the free seats today. Like I said, we've got special guests in the building. We've got the infamous, the prestigious Loughborough University in the building. And yeah, this is going to be hell of a. And little do you know, SJ's on smoke today. SJ, what do you want to talk about today? Because you're itching for these guys to come on.
I'm trying to see what these guys think the season's going to go.
Yeah.
You know, I think I've had chats with them. I know where I want this to end, and I think we all want the same ending of the season.
Yeah.
But I think we both want different winners in that final game.
Yeah, it's one game at a time, but you know that's the dream matchup. Like we're trying to get, but we all know who's gonna come out on top. SJ got nothing on us. If we just need to get there, it's one game at a time. But once we get there, we'll see. You just got to hold up your side of the bargain as well.
I like how he's putting Loughborough Sport top on.
Exactly. Yeah. I just clocked that.
Ridiculous.
Bro. I just clocked that. I was like, are you with the burners, bro?
Yeah. Your team's going to be on you tonight.
Football was the winner. The winner.
Trust me. Shout out James. James Marshall that says, and just repeats that football is a winner. We see you, like I said, I think you're a new girl, so welcome to BUCcin Around. Neil Simpson, we see you, so cute. Oh, wow, thank you. What is hashtag TEU? James Marshall, we see you in the free seats.
Henry can explain.
It's a Titan Dew. Was originally coined as what we were last season because we had like 4 or 5 of us all playing, all getting snapped.
So Josh, tell me about last season, because last season was kind of a tumultuous year, and I feel like you guys have because of the history that Loughborough has, you guys have so much pressure on your backs coming as rookies. There's an expectation when you talk about the Loughborough program. It's almost like Liverpool in a way. The soccer, they talk about maybe even Manchester United. That history is embedded and is entrenched, in the building. What was last year like? What was that like as an experience for you?
So as an experience, I think it was the season. It was the season following the COVID season. So we just switched OC. So I know I'm speaking for the offensive guys, but it was like a whole new scheme offensively. We wanted to be because of the talent we had at receiver. We wanted to be like a pass heavy team. So coming in, having guys like it was my first season starting, so have known about Henry before, having like dogs on the team. We had we were so stacked. Like that's why we say tight end. I'm telling you, at those 5 tight end position, any one of them could have been a starter at any other team. But
no other team has a tight end because they're all at Loughborough.
Yeah, pretty much. We held them all. Anyone could be a starter on the team. Yeah. Even at the QB as well, we had Marco and Bailey. Obviously, Marco, we know about his arm, and Bailey obviously coming from the under-19s. So there was a lot of hype going into the season, and I feel like in the regular season, we held up that end of it. I mean, there were a lot of close games, but when it came down to it, we got the W. We only had we went 7-1, only lost 1 game and won our division. But then going into playoffs, things just we started off really explosive, really well. We had Didi last year as well, monster himself on the defensive end and the offensive end. And then going down to the wire, it just didn't happen in that last game. And even that last game was very close, against.
It was like 1 possession.
Yeah,
it came down to it. They nailed it out with just a first down in the last minute. So it was it was a close game. But
it must have been wasn't it 2 minutes left? We tied the game 15-15 with 2 minutes left.
Yeah,
or something
they scored.
That. And then they somehow managed to score.
It's tough.
So it was a tough loss, but again, going into this season, I don't think we haven't lost too much talent. We've managed to retain some talent, and we've obviously got better. Obviously, Bailey was a rookie last year; he's only gotten better as a receiver, as a QB. And my theme for this season is we're gonna get that shit back in blood. Sorry, I'm not. But we're getting it back in blood, man. We're taking no one lightly this year. We're gonna come out explosive and just get it back in blood.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. Henry, you're kind of a little bit of a celebrity. So you were at the CFR Combine. So you if I'm correct, you were at the CFR Combine. What was that experience like?
It was really interesting for me. I wasn't really expecting to get the invite, and then when I did, it was kind of it was very short notice. I was kind of oh shit, I didn't have the time, I would say, necessarily to prepare physically for it, but I felt football wise, obviously being able to play at uni the whole way up to it was really useful. In terms of day itself, I think it was just good to see all the guys, to see what kind of physical standard I need to be at, watching them broad jump, watching them on the shuttles and stuff like that. So people that you see at the IPP ones, Jay Jacko and Andy Owusu and stuff like that, kind of seeing what level they're at physically with their bodies, their bench press and stuff like that. But then for me, the bit where it made me kind of feel like I belong was when we started doing more football related stuff, kind of catching balls, running routes against the DBs and stuff like that. It was a lot more I was yeah, I can do this. I can play at this level, or at least at the level with the guys that they're looking at and stuff like that. So that was good for me. But then one rep before we finished in the one-on-ones with one of the Canadian guys, like CFL representatives came over and was like, oh, by the way, you are too young to like go to the next stage of this year. Like you need another year before you can come. So which like I was fine with, but it was more like I wish they told me that at the start of the day, so I was more relaxed. But as an experience, it was amazing. So yeah, hopefully just build towards doing it again and like be eligible next year and stuff like that.
Man, Josh, so you talk about that final game. What was the locker room like after that game?
Do you mean at the end of the game or the start?
Yeah, so
at the end of the game. There's there's a picture that we have of us walking off the field after. I don't know if you remember that picture, Henry. Like everyone was just like, "Damn, that really just happened." Like it was so heartbreaking. I say the locker room was quiet because even we had home, like we had home field advantage, and we felt like, personally, I don't know about the other guys, but I felt like offensively, if we had gotten the ball rolling a bit earlier, I think we might have stood a better chance in the game, and we would have been able to like just figure it out, tire them out, and get the win. But we didn't get there as early as we needed to. They just came out and just surprised us. They just surprised us and took the game off us. And it was very quiet in the locker room. Everyone was like, it was sad because we lost. Even though I said we retained a lot of talent, we still lost a lot of vets that had been with us for like 4 years as well. We wanted to get that win for them so that they can end it on high, but we just couldn't do that, man. So it's motivated us going into this season as well, because a few of us, me, Henry, other people, tight end, some QB stayed over Loughborough in the summer. We didn't go back home. We stayed over in Loughborough. We got gym in, putting in a lot of field work in. we want to show everyone we do this. And I don't know if it's X's and O, but last year you man kept predicting us to lose games, even though we were winning.
It was
So I want to go into that first game and just blow. I don't want to get too big at it. Just like show that all the hard work is paying off, so that like we have no doubt this year, and we could go in with confidence into any team. And there's that was just it. Yeah, it was a tough loss, but just trying to get back. It made people work harder. A lot of people got better for it. So we'll just see what we can do this season.
So what can you do this season? You know, like
what?
Hey, one game at a time, innit? One game at a time.
Yeah,
controversial answer out of us, so he can pin it later.
I'm not trying to pin anything, man. I can bring things up. Come on, if you want me to. What for you guys? What game is he looking forward to the most? You know, I think last year you got Warwick up first. You got Trent. Yeah, I knew it was
Trent. I want Trent.
Trent's the game.
I want to see them running backs again.
Yeah. Warwick, for us, it was like we were a lot closer than we felt we should have been, and that showed in the playoffs when it was kind of more of a 2-score game, especially playing them start of the season. We didn't even have PAT installed at that point.
I think it was two. Was it?
Yeah, 2 points. Yeah, we PAT. We go for 2 every time, like stuff like that. So I think Warwick, like they were a really well organized team, but I think Trent is more obviously them being closer, and then like them obviously being the only team that beat us in the regular season. It's kind of we want to prove a point, and kind of send a message, because I feel like you beat that Trent team by a comfortable margin, then it's like the rest of just the North in general is going to be like,
put us on notice. Yeah.
What does Bailey bring to the team? Because he's kind of a rookie. So what would you sum up in terms of Bailey's impact on the team? Because there's a lot of pressure. You know, I keep saying you guys are quite young guys. You know, you've got a lot of history on your shoulders. So
for me personally, like with Bailey, we came in expecting Marco to start, and Marco has obviously the pedigree being Blitz under 19, like he'd won national championships, that's a very good QB to have already in the room. And then Bailey came in and he just kind of took the team by the neck, and he's a very quiet leader. Like he leads by example more than all like any shouting and stuff like that. But you just watch him like go about his business, and he does it properly. And the big thing with him was, even though he'd come up from 9-man to 11-man, he was still making the right reads. He was making the right decisions a lot of the time. It was like he doesn't necessarily have the same arm Marco does, pushing the ball outside and down the field, but he was also just kind of a lot more he was very comfortable in the pocket. He was throwing like the right decision. He was throwing the short stuff. He was taking what was there, and that put us, like me and Josh especially, as like receivers, in a really good position to make plays out of that, because the quicker you can get the ball in kind of your athletic guys' hands, the more you're going to be able to be successful. So yeah, he's been really good for the team, I think.
Yeah. For me, I'd known Marco like before that. So yeah, like Henry said, I'd come in thinking he was going to be a starter, and I think it was like the first training session and warm-ups. I just see him sidearm it to me, and it was like really tight spiral really fast, and I was like, hold on, like what's going on over here?
We might be all right.
I was like, oh, okay. And it just from then, he just took over the team. He makes Henry said it already, like he makes the right reads. You know, he can look at what a defense has given him and then just check it into anything or know where the hole's going to be and target it. And I think that boy's different in my eyes. He's just the lead by example kind of guy as well.
So let's talk about the defense then. So we got Bailey on. Bailey was GB under 19s, and you got Freddie on the defense. So how's the defense looking this season? I don't know anything. I generally do not know anything.
I can't lie, but I can't lie, SJ, This Loughborough, you're moving like you're part of the Laboro family. I can't lie. The way you're wearing this jacket, you're
he's wearing it proud. He's wearing it proud, man.
On a show before.
I can't lie.
Right. If we end up facing you guys at any point, we should get a picture of him in Loughborough's kit and bring it turn it into the flag ball as a flag and bring it onto the field.
Trust me, man. Oh, man.
Just don't plant it in the middle of the field.
Shout out Padley
and the UE guys.
UE guys,
Our defense looks really good. Obviously, we've only seen them kind of yesterday in our scrimmage against Leeds, but like the guys we have, our secondary especially, we've got kind of Josh Jackman was all-stars. You've got Sam Pearson, who just won a national championship with Manchester Titans, playing often, like being like a big player for them. And then you got Freddie Burton's GB under 19s at corner, Dylan, who just won a national championship with Blitz under 19 at corner. That secondary is serious. And then our D-line, we've got quite a few like very athletic big guys. We've got American guy, Tom Gore, who is doing a master's at 47 years old, and he's playing.
Granddad.
He is.
He's legit a granddad, like legit a granddad.
He has grandchildren. And
wait, there's a new granddad. There's a new granddad now.
Yeah, on D-line.
Less of a mean streak, but you know. So our defense looked really good yesterday. I think in terms of last year, what we kind of wanted to look at is the Trent game. We had our noses blown out the play quite a lot, and they ran the ball. So Trent beat us without completing a pass, which kind of is something you don't want to have. So, we kind of looking at that and stuff like that, and seeing how they played yesterday. Obviously, it's only a preseason scrimmage. We can't tell anything from that, but it's looking good. Hopefully.
Is there any kind of rookies that kind of stand? Is any like rookies we need to watch out for, that might burst onto the scene?
Our offensive line, we've got 2 rookies at tackle on our offensive line that are serious guys. I was watching film back just earlier today and just watching them pancake people. And it's like they've been playing the sport 4 weeks, and you're looking at them. They're like, so our O-line coach is saying like they'd probably go and start at most adult teams, like the way that they're playing already. So that that's where our biggest kind of influx of rookies has been, I think. So. We got a few at receiver though. We got a few. We've got another tight end as well. Actually, had the most catches yesterday. So,
that boy did not want to drop anything yesterday, bro. Just kept catching and catching. Yeah. From yesterday, my biggest takeaway was in terms of defensively. Like Henry said, we have like stacked the stacked back line, and I feel like that makes it fun for me and Henry because those are the guys that we're going at in practice. Those are the guys we're learning what top DBs would do at this level, and just helping us get better and help us match up better against opponents. But it's just fun in practice because, like you said, Sam just won adults championship, so I always try and call him out as much as I can as well. Freddie as well. Call him out as much as I can. Just see what he gives me. Just try and you know what I'm saying? Because iron sharpens iron at the end of the day.
I always have this picture like Loughborough Uni. Like what? What's it like being a student? Like, let's strip it right now. Like, because I get this vision like this, like a nice kind of athlete's village. Like everywhere you go, there's like estrogen and testosterone. It's just like, yeah, it's just like
it's the rugby lads that bring that.
Exactly. So it's everywhere like an athlete who's serious about any sport will want to go. What is it like being a student in the Loughborough family?
You get. You go, Josh. You go. You've been there longer, so he's more well.
Yeah, it's you have the whole system where like. It's a very athlete play because you have a whole system where you have elite athletes, like coming to a uni. Like I know guys on my course that were running in world championship for sprints, over for athletics, like that were on my course. I know I've seen Anthony Joshua walking around, like it's crazy, man. You see Dillian White walking around, coming out of the gym sometimes as well. So yeah, like in terms of like an environment, it's a very like athlete place. Like there's a lot of if you go in the gym and you think you're big, you get humbled quick. Like bro, it's crazy, man. It's
my most upsetting story.
Athlete.
My most upsetting story is standing in Power Base, which is like our performance gym, and deadlifting, and I was like getting up to like working sets, kind of like 160, 170, and I look over and there's a guy with a similar weight and like the rack opposite me. I'm like, oh, okay, like he's lifting the same as me, and then I watch him clean it and press it above his head. It's like, yeah, cool. You feel good about yourself. You're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
It's long.
Do you know that happened? That happened to me with the NFL Academy being there as well.
Oh my god,
bro! I went in the gym in the morning. I was like, okay, I'm feeling myself today. I'm about to start lifting. I hear bare man just like in the corner, just screaming and thing. I looked over at the weight. The skinniest guy was lifting the maddest weights I've ever seen. I was like, I literally was texting Henry. I was like, yo, bro, he's the skinniest guy, and he's squatting the maddest amount of weights I've ever seen. So it's a crazy like culture out here in terms of athletes.
What has that brought? I think the NFL Academy, basing themselves in Loughborough, what impact would you say has that had? Has it had any impact on the vibe? Has it kind of brought more attention towards American football in Loughborough? Because obviously the other sports like rugby, athletics, those are the kind of the prominent sports in Loughborough. Has it brought like any almost like a buzz, a bigger buzz around the community?
Initially, there was the buzz of like, oh, the academy's coming. I think we're yet to see kind of what it can bring in terms of for us. Obviously, we've got a new field now, like freshly painted, freshly laid, has the NFL logo in the middle. Like they have their pads and like the like blocking sleds and stuff like that on the sideline, stuff like that you can use. But that's obviously like that helps us because it's kind of a nicer place for us to train and play. In terms of kind of what it can bring for the team, I think it's to be seen. Kind of we're looking at what I think the big thing for us is guys that are now in Loughborough that are like on this elite program, and it's like maybe those guys that aren't maybe necessarily looking at the US. It's like why would you want to leave Loughborough now? Like you've got used to it. You come play at the uni, you're getting the same gym, same area, all of that stuff. So I think that's the big thing. Like I think like assessing what the impact of the academy has been. I think the best way to look back at it will be in like 2 or 3 years, and you can look at our team and see how much of it has kind of played into that. I think at the moment it's just up in the air at the moment a little bit in terms of what we will get out of that. But hopefully it's going to bring more crowds. That's the main thing. More people watching the sport.
I feel like it's put like the university itself on notice about the American Football Club. I'd say that's the biggest thing it's brought, because even like I don't know whether to say this, but the uni was like, like we didn't really have and before the academy came, when they released the statement about the academy coming, they were like, we didn't really have like an American football team like that. We're like, hang on a minute, we've been here for time. Like we've been here for time. Like the old boys, they've won championships. So like, in terms of that, their eyes are definitely more open. We'll see. Like Henry said, we'll see what it brings in the future. Whether the uni are more supportive of us and stuff like that. But we're yet to see it. Yet to see it. But like, in terms of community, I feel like it creates a better community for American football. Even like seeing the guys from the NFL Academy walk around, like I just feel, because we play the same sport, I just feel more confident in just like chatting to them, seeing what they're on. Hopefully, maybe even getting to like just like play run ones against them or something. So yeah, it just creates a better community for football, in my opinion.
That was really good. So they don't obviously have a lot of free time, but like there's been a few times you go to the field with them and stuff like that, and it just ups the level of like everyone that's there from our team is getting better because these guys are so talented. They're playing so often, and then also they're getting better because they're playing against bigger guys, older guys. So it creates like a good place where we're kind of both people are growing, which is really enjoyable.
You know, I like to make you guys feel uncomfortable. Sorry, Jay. So I'm gonna ask you a question that has come to me through, once again, divine intervention. Do you think you could beat UWE?
No,
bro.
No. They get scholarships. So this is just the who needs scholars. I mean, like to play in the Prem, I think you do. I think
with this day and age, you definitely do need scholars in the Prem, especially.
Being realistic, like obviously it's always like you'd want to go and play against that level of competition, but I think just having that many American guys, even the guys that they've got, the British guys, like I know Jamoy from the academy's gone there and stuff like that. The talent they have is just like. I think the big thing, it's always what we said about also playing the academy, like in the scrimmage and stuff like that, is I think skill position wise, there's not maybe necessarily a massive disparity. Like if you play 7-on-7, you'd get like a good game. But when you add in like full field schemes and your O-line and D-line, you, as much as like raving about our rookie tackles, step up, then go and block those American ends, like that's a different level. So as much as I'd love to say yes, I don't think, not yet anyway, not yet.
I think it's special teams as well. Special teams is having been at UE yesterday, the big difference is special teams. It's like you said about the British players. Like George Ryan's got 3 tackles in a row, and I'm just said to him, "You're just making this boring. You ruined my day already. 5 minutes into the session." But it's just, the fact you said like 7-on-7. Like, and this isn't me saying UE aren't good, but you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But when you've got the whole team out there, it's a different ball game.
These guys have been playing since they were like young as like 5, so there's a whole level of understanding that comes with that as well. Like it's I don't think we can necessarily beat them, but
So how do we go about getting scholars at Loughborough? Is that a thing that could happen?
I think the way that we'd best propose it, and like we have spoken to them about it, is down the line of a similar way to Knots do. So we're not just gonna, like, you want to grow the sport in the UK, you don't want to just go and get those guys. Obviously I know UE do have a few English guys and that, but obviously just going and getting those American guys and just bring them over and like, you know, as many as you want, all of that. I like the way more so Knots do it, where it's like you get a lot of the best British talent coming in. I think that's the best way to sell it, especially with the academy here. You can say to the university, look, like you're creating, you've got this academy. The best way, for you to get something out of it as well, is for you to kind of have these guys come up to the uni team, because if you're able to offer them like the similar offers, not where it's like obviously you're not getting like a full scholarship like you would in the US, but you're getting kind of perks and performance things like that, and then that's going to be able to let those guys be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to come to Loughborough because I'm used to it, and then build a team like that, as opposed to necessarily just going over and buying American.
Yeah, totally agree. Damn, like I said, we'll wait and see. Like I said, you guys said you want it back in blood, so let's see how it goes this season. Obviously, the Burners are the underdogs. So, boy, if that happens, if that happens by any means necessary, it'll be one.
It was a final we were talking about last year, weren't we? We were saying that for me, it would have put me in the worst possible position going on.
Because you were still part of the team as well, so
I was part of both teams last year.
Tricky spot.
I was Loughborough in the week and then Bruno at the weekends.
Yeah.
It was a
question for you, SJ. How's your team looking?
Listen. We'll find out. You'll find out. If you want to know how,
You're asking us questions, but you're not wanting to give anything away yourself.
Look. Okay, if you want to know how Brunel is doing, just go watch the first video that we did.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that, Emeka, getting them ratings up. I tell you, go back, look at the old shows, find out what's
Try to do some scouting, yeah.
But,
so what your head coach, Wilkins, is it?
Martin.
We got Martin Hilton.
Martin Hilton, sorry, yeah. What does he demand from you guys? What's his philosophy? What is his mantra? What does he expect from the Loughborough identity to you two?
I think the big thing that he's very big on is kind of the results come second to the improvement. As long as it's kind of in falling in love with the process, enjoying the processes of getting better, because then the winning becomes a byproduct of that. I think he's been very big on it. I mean, me coming in, I was very big on like, we need to win, we win now, like all of this. And he's kind of been very good, actually, him being like, look, actually the winning comes when we focus more so on what we're doing day in, day out. He's a very good head coach. He's very level-headed, which I think is big because we have some big personalities in our team and even in our coaching staff. So he's been very good at just kind of, he levels everyone out and very calm leader, which is good for the team, I think.
One of the main things he says is you're always going to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, but as long as you learn from those mistakes, then you're doing a good job. Like, as long as you could take what you've done wrong and get better and use it to teach yourself, then you're following the right process. It's not like about skipping steps and just, do you know what I mean? So yeah, just get better any way possible. And yeah, that's one of his main philosophies. So
Are they Dio or the lady?
Dio, yeah.
The chief.
Dog. the dog.
Chief. What was it like playing with him? Because obviously we know he's
honestly, bro, it was crazy. So me and him came in at the same year. Like his first year was my like we had the same first year, but where it took me a bit because I'd never played the sport before. I was planning on playing basketball, and then obviously, you know, with the height and stuff, you know, I wasn't gonna get in the team. So I was like, let me see what I can do. So I joined up with the American football team, and yeah, Dio came in, immediately propelled into the starting lineup. Just like there's no crazy feeling being on the sideline watching because our defense has always been good. Just watching him just rush a quarterback and give him a hug and put his ass in the ground. It's crazy. Every play you could just go, he's gonna get through and like knock this guy on his ass, and like it will. It was just a cheat code in our defense for all the years he was here. It was crazy. I'm not even surprised that he's made it as far as he did because he's just a unit. He's big on top. On top of that, he's learned the game. He's just complete athlete, in my opinion.
I mean, for me, like I came in. So my first year was obviously COVID year, we didn't play. So I just really had training sessions with him. I didn't see him in pads or anything like that. But I remember my first session, I was trying out, like we would do, because of COVID, would do offense on a Tuesday, defense on a Wednesday. I was like, I come down to the defensive sessions, I want to play a bit of the end, stuff like that. And then our D-line coach, Aaron, we were doing kind of some sprints and stuff. And he's like, oh, Dio, I finally got a race for you. He was talking about me. And I'm thinking, well, like, I kind of, at this point, especially, I'm not that heavy. Like, I'm light. I'm a receiver. I feel like I'll be quick in this guy. Look at, he's like 280 pounds. Like, how's this guy going to keep up with me? And I remember him going, go, and just watching this guy just take off. And how is that physically possible? An absolute freak. And then, he's one of those guys where it's like the mindset matches the physical talent. Like, you see a lot of guys are built like that, but kind of they know they're built like that, and they're like, like I can coast and stuff. He was such a hard worker and stuff like that. So that I think that's what's elevated him to the point he's at now.
He's a very quiet guy as well. Shout out to him. It's his birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Chief, man. Shout
out to him. But like it's just he's a quiet guy, but on the field he's a mean guy. Very mean guy. Gives running backs, QBs, gives them hugs. Anyone can get it. Anyone can get it. Put that boy in. Just seeing him like hit someone and their ass is injured, it's different, bro. Our faces on the sideline just like you know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
Right. So as is customary, as we come to a close, we do our 2-minute drill. This is a situation where you have to answer every question we ask or answer any question we ask. There's no bailing out. It's the 2-minute drill. You have to make a play. So I want to ask you, rookie initiations. You've both been through it. I'm sure you have. What's the wildest? Without naming any names, the last set of people didn't keep it PG. Or they chickened out and they fumbled the ball. Don't fumble the rock. What is the wildest or craziest rookie initiation you've experienced or viewed whilst being as part of the Loughborough Familia?
Listen, you want to go first?
I'll go first. With us, we're actually quite calm. It's just
yeah.
I say we're quite calm. Maybe like a bit of make some like people wear a dress or you wear a certain like funny outfit to the place, but yeah, we don't go too crazy with ours. It's about drinking, about having a good time, and just making people feel welcome. Okay. But I can't speak for other sports. I've heard stories, but with us, we keep it like nice and PG with ours. It's all about bringing people into the sport of American football and not making them feel excluded. Because if you're out here forcing people, you have to do this, then it's not gonna make them want to come back. So we just keep it chilled with ours.
Yeah. It's actually pretty chill. Like, I can't vouch for that. It is pretty chill. I think it, but I don't think I came to a social until about March, like right early in the season.
Yeah.
But like there was never any pressure for me to come to them.
I think it's a big thing for our team. You get a lot of guys come from rugby, and like we had a guy play All-Star last year, Louis. He came from rugby, and one of his big things, he didn't love the culture of rugby. He didn't love like all of that initiation stuff. So it's kind of you don't want to then throw those guys away into a like back as if we're doing the same thing. So I think our team's not massive on initiations, but I think it just helps keep guys around more.
Just to finish on an even better note. So obviously you had some rookies joining. Is there any message you want to give for those rookies? You've both been rookies at one time in your careers. Is there any message that you have for the rookies who are new to the sport in the Loughborough family? Do you have any direct message you want to put forth?
Maybe not even Loughborough, maybe in general. The thing is, it's just about staying with the sport. Like you're not gonna go in straight unless you've played it before, unless Henry spent a year like studying the sport and stuff like that. Like unless you've done that, it's not going to be like you just walk straight in and you're like first team. You have to spend time to understand the sport and build yourself as an athlete to become good at the sport. You can't just walk straight in. So just stay with it. Don't quit because you're not getting on the field and stuff like that. Just learn how you could get better and what you bring to the team. With me, it took me 4 years before I became a starter. So just stay with it. Just stay. Yeah, I know, man. It's a long time, but it's just all about staying with it. I say, and like I'm enjoying my time now, and I'm getting good stats. I'll say so if I say so myself. Turning up if I say so myself. But it shows at the end of the day. It might take you longer, like me, or you might get it short, but like it's just all about the process and learning and just becoming better.
Henry, what about you?
I think for me the biggest thing I'd say is kind of like Josh said, stick with it, but also don't shy away from the challenges. Like I think it's very easy to come into sport and be intimidated by certain figures or certain names and stuff like that, and be like, I don't want to go up against this guy. I think the biggest thing is just seek those challenges out. Like that's how you're going to get better. Obviously, like me at the academy, I started the sport and I was playing with Darren Agu, who's now at Vanderbilt. Like that was my competition at tight end. It's like, and then I come to Tamworth, I'm playing with Finley Old, who's in the GB setup. It's kind of those challenges is what's made me a better player. So if you're kind of sat in a position, you're like, okay, this guy's ahead of me. I think it's a massive thing is to just kind of keep chasing that, keep playing against those guys, with those guys, because I think it's not until you look back on it, or maybe you don't necessarily have that same challenge, that you realize how valuable it is for you as a player to kind of push yourself to that level. And then it's enjoyable. Most people in the sport are really nice guys, like especially with the more talented guys are usually the guys that are more likely to help you out, more likely to kind of talk you through things, help you understand things. So I think just there's rarely a lot of, especially being in the GB setup, a lot of the guys in the GB setup, there's no ego. They're good at the sport, and it's just like they're there to help you, and they want you to get better, and they want other people to enjoy the sport. So I think just kind of seeking those type of people out, and learning, getting better every day.
Deep. Wow, you guys have been amazing. Hey, listen, Henry. Listen, I'm trying to. Me and SJ, we're trying to do a little tour. We might come to Loughborough, though.
Bro,
I
pull
heard
up to one of our games. We got homecoming games. We got any game. Just pull up.
Listen,
SJ's still part of his team, as much as he doesn't want to admit. He's still part of his team, so he's going to be coming up here. So pull up with him, man. Come see what we're about in Loughborough.
SJ, man, you're a savage, bro.
come see some dogs go to work.
Trust me. Thank you all in the free seats. Thank you all of those people who comment today. Like I said, keep on tuning in. We're going to keep this rolling every Monday. We might have a special guest on, or a special show on this weekend. We might see how we feel. We might see if there's some double York energy and get that rolling. But we might have a special show for you this weekend. We won't say who. You just have to tune in. Like I said, like, share, subscribe on all things at Exs and Os team. This has been Exs and Os. We've been with Loughborough Uni. Thank you both for coming onto the show. You've been amazing. You've been excellent. Like I said, tune in, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Peace.
Thank you.
Keep good.